Cool.
All right, ready?
Yeah, let's clap.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Mine was really weak, but it's okay.
Make sure we're live. Okay, we're live.
Where'd your camera go?
Okay. I'm gonna tweet.
Oh, I need Twitch chat. That's what I was missing.
Okay. Good to go.
This window looks crazy.
What looks crazy?
Just my screen right now. Because I'm on the TV.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. How else do you think I'm just sitting on the couch?
Right. All right.
Right. This was probably a mistake to be up here.
What would be a mistake to be up where?
This is an NPR episode.
NPR.
Hello, listeners. Hello, listeners. This is BarelyADS, a publicly funded program, apparently. PBS, public broadcasting, the show where we
it
shoot from
is.
the hip. Um, we're doing the NPR version of the show tonight. I'm your host, Ben Malone, and with me currently is Xanafan711, and soon, hopefully, Slapshot Scott.
What's up, dude? Welcome back.
Yeah. Hold on. We might have to start over.
Okay. Definitely going to be starting over. Yep.
Just edit this part out. That's all. You got to make a cut.
I had to make a cut last week. That's cool. We had to call an audible because Discord was being shitty. So we moved from video to voice, and I just like dropped the video from the stream, moved the logo into the middle, and we moved on.
Where did I leave off?
We haven't done anything yet. That's why.
The show where we shoot from the hip.
Yep.
There, that's your edit point. Where we shoot from the hip. So I introduced us. Hopefully Slapshot Scott.
Yeah.
If you didn't know, you can find us live at 10:30-ish, maybe later, who knows, Eastern on Thursday nights.
That's God's time.
It is God's time. Don't you dare forget it. Yeah. The band of the week this week is brought to you by Space Frogs. Space Frogs, they get resurrected just as often as Guardians because they croak every night.
Hey, boom.
And that band is called The New Trust. You can find them at thenewtrust.bandcamp.com. If you want your band on the show, if you want anything else, your emails or stuff like that on the show, send us an email to barelyadestinyshow@gmail.com. Get a hold of us on Twitter at BarelyADS or go to our website, BarelyADS.com. And from there, you can get into our Discord server.
For not currently, but to be updated soon.
Oh, yeah. I guess we're having issues with that.
Yeah. Also, we're having issues with Spotify and Google Play, and I'm working on it. Sorry.
And also, Apple updated something weird that I had to go change because now our episode numbers don't match up.
All of the things are breaking, but we move on. Just get Podbean. Come on.
Such is life. A new thing that we want to try out here: listener game reviews. This would be a segment where you send us your review of a game, long or short, right or wrong. We'll read it on the show, or send us an audio clip, and we'll
play
review
it on
your
the
review.
show.
We'll play it, and then we'll review it.
Yeah.
We'll review your review if it's an audio thing, or if it's written.
Totes.
We just like critiquing our listeners.
Of course.
And critiquing Fluffy Fingers MD on the internet for not knowing the difference between your and you are. I digress. I've got a couple of things we'd like you to do. Go to youtube.com and search BarelyADS with no spaces. Give us a subscribe on there so that way we can get a URL and stop saying that stupid line. Also, we have a Patreon. You can go to patreon.com/BarelyADS, and there you can get early versions of our side podcast called Is This What You Want? Which we're a little late on, but life happens, and we got some ideas in the bag for some new episodes that I think are going to be really good.
Yeah, we'll just do like 2 a month for a little while if we can, or something like that.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see if Patreon deserves it. And if you don't subscribe on Patreon, then you will get those episodes a month later, or whenever we release the next one, basically.
Yeah.
I think one has come out. But if you're a Patreon subscriber, there's 2.
Yeah.
And the second one's really good.
Both of them are really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Also, send us your iTunes reviews, 5 stars only.
And then we'll review your review.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And just so you guys know, Xanafan here has wrote us a mission statement that I heard on the podcast last week. We'd just like to reiterate that we're a community focused on making friends with whom we share music and play games.
Yep. That's it. It's simple.
Yep.
We're playing a lot of games. We're sharing a lot of music. We're making a lot of friends. And it's great.
Friends like Zachary K. Dixon.
Yes.
Anyway, let's talk about video games. What we've been playing.
Let's do it. You first, dude. What have you been playing? I haven't really talked to you since you left me.
Yeah, I'm in South Carolina now, so I've been playing a ton of stuff. I played Super Hot VR. I don't know if I talked about that.
I did too before you left, and it's a lot of fun. I pulled off a throw 2 ninja stars in each direction and kill 2 dudes at the same time, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
With my actual arms.
Basically what it is, you use the move controllers, and whenever you move your hands, or your head, I guess a little bit, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but when you move, the time moves forward.
Yeah.
So if you move slowly, time moves forward slowly, and if you move quickly, time moves quickly.
Yeah, and it's a visual
stop,
bit.
It stops.
But if you go like this, I was doing this
He's
a lot.
waving his hands around.
I'm playing maracas.
Yes. Good luck editing that sound effect in.
I'm not going to do
that. If you stop moving, time stops moving. It's that kind of thing. And basically, it's these polygonal, like, gem characters.
It's like a Nintendo 64 game in high def.
Yeah, it's crazy looking. And they shoot at you, and you kill everybody, and if you get hit, you die. And it's like set of 4 levels that, you know, they're like checkpoints every like 4 levels. It's a lot of fun. My wife's really into it. She's actually, I think, just got farther than I did today.
Nice.
So she surprisingly has taken to VR very well. She loves it. Like she definitely plays more VR than I do.
I mean, you're breaking down those walls, man. Oh, and like, did you hear about that new VR game that's coming out with like amazing graphics? It's just a super deep single player story.
No, is it PSVR?
Yeah,
We'll talk
I'm
about it
pretty
next
sure.
week then, because there's so much to talk about.
Oh yeah.
Been playing some more BMX Street Pipe in my free time.
Mm.
Logged into Destiny, and I noticed that I had I don't remember what it's called, the Roderick Cube or something like that for the lighthouse.
Roderick Cube.
Yeah, and
Stay a while and listen.
anytime I can sneak one in. Um, no, I went and got some guns at the lighthouse, and then just ran around, did like 2 public events at the lighthouse, and then left.
The
And,
lighthouse. Oh
yeah, on
yeah, that's
Mercury.
right. It
Yeah,
is
that's
a
a
thing.
place.
Who goes to Mercury? Get out of here.
I do. I'm still trying to get all those guns. That's where I'm at DLC wise.
I have been on the shotgun part of that for 6 months, 6 to 9 months, something
I
like that.
think I have
I just
2
need to
guns
finish it.
left. I have two left in that series. It's my own personal goal. Whatever.
See, looking back, Curse of Osiris, I don't think was as bad as everyone said.
I thought it was fine. But I also logged in today and did the Callus quest, and then got booted at the end of it. So I played more Street Pipe.
Mm.
Um,
So you're just about to the menagerie, which I have run 4 menageries, and it's been out for 2 days. I just got to say, Season of Opulence so far is very good. I enjoy it. Um, and it's dope. It's got the nostalgia and it's got the new in there. And I don't want to spoil too much, but if you rated in D1 and D2, you're going to recognize some mechanics, and it's a beautiful thing. I could grind it forever, and it's like something where I want to grind to get better so I can do the menagerie in like faster. Um, so I'm having a lot of fun with it. I actually do want to do this raid. I don't know why. I'll probably go back and do Last Wish as well. But yeah, that's all I've really been playing is Destiny 2. If you want an EverQuest 2 update, my Berserker is at level 30 now.
no one
So,
asked for that.
well, it's happening anyway. Level 30.
Um, I went. I picked up some stuff at GameStop.
Oh.
Well, like I said, I've been playing some stuff. I picked up Skyrim VR,
Okay.
which I have not played at all, so expect an update on that. And then I got Uncharted. What's the one with the girls? Is it Lost Legacy?
I don't know.
I don't remember. I got the newest Uncharted game. And then I got PlayStation VR Worlds,
What is that?
which I think is a launch thing, and it's like 5 mini games, summer experiences, but it's like the stuff that you, when your friends come over and are like, what is VR, you're just like, just play this. And I played a game called The London Heist.
Okay.
It's a um it just really reminds me of a VR version of an arcade shooter. But I swear it was like 70 or 80% cutscenes. But
So it's
the
more of an experience than a game.
yeah, but you do shoot people.
Oh, dope.
And it's really cool because I played it with the Move controllers, and to reload, you have to like grab a clip and just like insert it into the bottom of the gun. So, but it's so funny trying to play these games because when people are like talking to you, like this guy gave me some cash, a cell phone, an earpiece, and then I had a lighter and a cigar on the table.
Yeah.
And he's talking to me, and I'm like literally trying to juggle these things and like taking my cigar and like putting it in his mouth. So he had 2 cigars. If you throw stuff away, it just like respawns back on the table. So I'm just like throwing stuff at him. I was tickling his nips, just all sorts of goofy, dumb stuff.
Nice,
and it
dude.
totally takes you out of the experience. But like, I don't know. So, but yeah, did learn that apparently you can lose your VR legs.
Oh,
So I got super seasick doing. You're like in a car shooting a bunch of people with like you're like speeding down the highway. But it was super cool because you could grab the door handle and open the door, and there are guys on motorcycles, and I would just like open the door and have them bash into it.
nice. So it is like it just gives you more of a realistic feel. You know what I
Yeah.
just thought of that is gonna sell a ton, and I bet happens.
What?
GTA 6 VR.
I would even take GTA 5 VR at this point.
Mm. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
But anyway, um, that's all we've been playing, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I haven't been playing
Scott's
as
been
much
playing
Overwatch.
Titanfall.
Probably.
He likes playing it,
Yeah.
and yeah, that's fine. General gaming. We have so much news. Let's
So
try
much
and
news. It's
just
like
burn
not a
through
lot
this.
of things, but it's a lot for those things that we do have.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just added this real quick because I wanted to talk about it, and I'm excited about it. But we got the Pokemon Sword and Shield Direct this week. And the new mechanic is kind of like X moves or whatever, where you can give your Pokemon a thing and it will get super big and have super powerful moves. And that sounds kind of cool. But what seems most cool is that they're making the areas between cities into like an in-game Pokemon Safari Zone thing, where you can move the camera, which is a huge deal, and players have been asking for a while. Um, and there are more Pokemon that you can catch in those areas than there, like more diversity. So it seems. So I'm just getting really hype about this new Pokemon game. I can't wait for it. So it
Po-
should be fun.
Pokemon has a game where it tracks you while you sleep.
What?
That's creepy.
It is creepy. Welcome to the show,
Hey,
Scott.
Scott's here, and we're
What's
gonna
up,
clap
guys?
in
All
one,
right.
2, 3. All right. So,
Okay. Was that
moving
story
on.
from Jonathan Dornbush?
No, this next one is though.
Okay, available in November, and the only way to access it at launch will be through the Founders
No,
Edition.
dude,
No, that's the
that's the next story. You didn't give the
Google.
title.
Hey, does anybody have show notes for me? A link maybe in the Discord?
Sure,
Sorry, I'm all messed up.
you're good.
Never apologize. You're a beautiful man.
I try.
You're a beautiful man with, to me, a spinning camera. So
Boy, that thing again.
it's all right.
Restart it maybe. Hey, there we go.
There we go.
Oh,
Hi, Scott.
hey, how's it going, guys?
This is life, everybody. It's been very hectic. I just moved, and life is life. That's why I'm sitting on a couch and doing the NPR version of this podcast because I've got to be quiet. All right. The story I meant to say is that Google Stadia's price, launch window, launch games lineup are revealed. And this story from Jonathan Dornbush at IGN. I don't know how to read sometimes. Available in November, and the only way to access it at launch will be through the Founders Edition. I don't know what that means, but we'll get to it. Play Stadia on desktop with Chrome, TVs with Chromecast, tablets, Google phones, and available now for pre-order. It's $130.
Yeah. So that's basically buying a video game console for $130.
Okay, but I already have. Okay, never mind. Limited edition night blue controller. So it's a $130 controller so far. 3-month Stadia Pro subscription. Did they detail the Pro subscription?
Yes. And
Are we going to get to it?
We're getting to it. Yeah.
We're getting to it, everybody. I have questions as we go along. The first
Mhm.
chance at a Stadia name Oh, so I can grab that Ben Malone before one of you listeners shark it out from under me, you filthy thieves.
Yep.
Similar to a PS Plus or Xbox Live with discounts and free games with your while your subscription is active.
Yep.
Um,
Okay,
so
I
that's
didn't throw it in here, but it also comes with the current best Chromecast. That's where the difference in the price comes from. So you're getting a $70 Chromecast and a $70 controller for $130.
I get it.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, we have fiber here.
Oh.
So guess
Wow.
who's getting this?
Oh, I hate you so much right now.
1 3-month buddy pass to give to Stadia to a friend. That's also included, and
Give Stadia Pro to a
Stadia
friend.
Pro to a friend. That's the subscription.
Yes. Which costs $9.99 a month. After that.
That's not bad at all.
Nope.
So it's basically the same price as Spotify Premium.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Okay, for $9.99 a month, you get streaming games at 4K, 60 FPS, HDR, and 5.1 surround sound. And all you need to have is 35 megabits up or down a second. 35. That's not bad.
I'd like to talk about something else though.
But base Stadia. Here's the
for those of us who don't have a 4K 60 FPS HDR 5.1, if you don't want to pay for it, it's 1080p 60 frames a second.
And that's free. To get Google Stadia, you don't have to pay a dime.
Suck on that egg, Dan.
So that's so you could, and you can buy games, like it's a platform, so you buy games digitally for this thing, and you can just play them on your potato computer with good internet and a PlayStation controller that you got at GameStop for $15.
What I'm more concerned with is like, it would be really cool if I could play my PC games that I already own on Stadia.
Yeah, but you can't, because you got to think of it. It's a new platform. That's the thing. That's the only thing that's getting in the way. It's not a PC. You're not going to be playing PC games that are available on Steam on this thing. Think of it as a console that you can just play wherever the fuck you want.
Now, here's my issue.
It's a cloud console.
If it does not, it's gotta. If that's the thing, it's gotta work, because you're asking me to abandon my PC gaming for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. So the way I described it in the Discord today is like, Stadia isn't for current gamers. It's a very low priced entry point into gaming.
I could see it almost filling a competitive market towards the Switch, right? Marketed more towards families and stuff like that. Like, I think it could make a big success that way. As far as like, guys like us and basically the Destiny community, the people we know and play with, maybe they'll try Stadia out. But I totally get, what Steve's saying is that's going to be the entry point. The tough entry point is everybody's got to kind of leave their stuff and their progression behind, unless you get cross save capabilities within games and stuff like that.
Right.
Well, we will be able to play Destiny like this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which we will get to.
Yes.
But think about it. Think about this too. Think about that guy at work that doesn't own a console or anything, and he keeps hearing everybody talking about this game, and he wants to try it, but he doesn't have any way to play this game. Like, even if it was some dumb thing like Fortnite, he's like, dude, I don't have any, like, I don't have a thing. I just have like a tablet at home. That's the kind of person I think that would just be like, well, I could just like buy this game and play it on Stadia.
Yeah, and if you don't have any equipment at all, you just have a TV and internet, it's $130. That's extremely affordable, as opposed to like an on sale system costs you $200.
No, but I'm saying, like, this guy could just like pop on down to his local GameStop, pick up, like you said, $15 controller, and then grab Far Cry New Dawn.
Yeah.
And just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna play this. Like, I don't have an interest in playing a lot of games to necessitate owning a console, but I do want to play this because everyone won't shut up about it.
Yeah. And here's what we can expect to get on Stadia at launch in November. From Bandai Namco, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, Doom Eternal, Doom 2016, Rage 2, Elder Scrolls Online, Wolfenstein Youngblood. Capcom's going to come out with something that's unannounced for Stadia.
You noticed they didn't say Skyrim.
Didn't say Skyrim. Get Packed, Grid, Metro Exodus, Thumper. EA has some unannounced stuff that's coming to Stadia. Farming Simulator 19. Baldur's Gate 3 is coming to Stadia. I'm stoked for that game. Power Rangers Battle for the Grid, an unannounced Rockstar game, or multiple. Football Manager, Samurai Shodown.
When you say unannounced, you mean they didn't announce what game they're going to put on Stadia? Yeah, it's probably something that's already exists.
That, or they haven't announced because it includes a game that isn't out yet.
We'll see. That's
the impression that I get from all these ones that have unannounced games that are coming to Stadia.
Eventually, in 10 years.
Yeah. Final Fantasy 15, Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, NBA 2K, Borderlands 3, Guilt, Mortal Kombat 11, Darksiders Genesis, which is a new game from THQ Nordic that we're going to talk about later. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Just Dance, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint, and The Division 2, Trials Rising, and The Crew 2, and the last one, free with Stadia Pro, Destiny 2, the full game, including the new expansion and season pass, available at launch of Stadia.
That's cool.
The whole game, all of it, for free on Stadia. So if you don't have a gaming system and you've been hearing about Destiny and you want to jump into Destiny, there it is, completely free for $9.99 a month.
So that guy at work,
yeah,
Borderlands 3 is the game he's buying for this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think it does have a place in the market, assuming that it works well and you got the internet to handle it.
Yeah.
Well, the only concern I ever really echo with Stadia, to bring up Dan Affinity's point from a previous show, is Google doesn't exactly have the greatest track record when they start things and when they follow through. So that are outside of their normal software suite and services and stuff like that.
The difference is that this so far works, and the gaming industry is super hype, and they're not the only ones in the market.
Right.
Microsoft hasn't announced xCloud yet. I'm expecting some kind of xCloud announcement at E3, but Microsoft's got they're in the game for streaming services too, so it's a competition, and all the other stuff that Google has kind of abandoned wasn't there wasn't really a market for it yet.
Do you think they might announce xCloud at E3 and be like, it's available now?
Yeah.
So that way they can get a lot of the testing out of the way, so that way when the new Xbox comes out, they're like, this works.
I kind of do.
Be a good play.
Yeah. All right. Let's move into the big story this week, which is surprising that this is the big story this week, but it is a huge deal. And that is, we got a lot of Destiny 2 news today.
Do you guys want me to post the notes that I have? I don't know if you guys have notes on it. I was taking notes as I was watching this reveal stream.
This is very detailed, and your notes will be good to contribute to that. Yeah. So, all right.
I want to start off by saying, if you look at leaks online, don't believe everything you see, because cross-save is coming to PS4.
Yes, absolutely. Yep. That happened last minute. Jason Schreier at Kotaku, I just saw him tweet this probably a couple hours back. He said that it was a last minute, last ditch thing yesterday. Bungie pulled it off with PlayStation.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it might have been in the bag already, because they announced it in the first 5 minutes of the stream. They actually said it live on that stream. But before they said that, they were like, there's a word that we've been avoiding for years because of they hinted that it was because of the Activision partnership, and that's MMO. They
were
are finally.
that.
Yep, they're calling it an MMO.
Action MMO, and it's funny because they were dropping hints about that Activision partnership left and right. Like if you're reading between the lines, Activision had a ton of restrictions over this.
Capital
game.
R reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
And in addition to that is the RPG element, is that they're saying they really, really, really want to double down on the RPG element. And cross save being a thing across 4 platforms is going to be amazing. And it's also going to make them a ton of money because you're going to buy that game on every system you have, so you can play with all of your friends that have that game. It's brilliant.
I'm not going to buy that game at all on every system because that game is now going to be free to play in September.
That's right. It's called New Light, and that's dropping. It's basically going to be a way to get like new people in and play. You're going to play.
Yeah, it's all of year 1 for free, plus any cooperative activity that's not a raid for free, but Leviathan's free.
I might have to delete a character on one of the platforms so I can play the Cosmodrome stuff.
Yes, I was going to say that's the other big thing is they remastered basically the first mission from Destiny 1. Eyes Up Guardians, that one.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yep.
And so
I teared up.
They're gonna let new players play it. Yeah, I know, man. I heard that. I got the chills. I'm like, oh man.
See, it was funny because
that mission was so good.
I was watching it and I was sitting on the floor with my son and I heard that and I like looked up at the TV.
Yeah.
So, dude, but yeah, New Light is the point of it is that it's a new entry point for the game, a new way to get players in that like because it does kind of seem daunting to jump into Destiny. And there's going to be more later about exactly what New Light is about in more detail. The way I have the notes lined up is like in the order they were presented to us.
By the way, it's coming to Steam. Did we say that?
No, we did not.
Yeah,
Destiny is moving to Steam, and this was the greatest thing ever. Okay, so Mark Noseworthy is standing there, and he's like, so since we are an independent developer and have our own destiny in our hands, we needed to find a new home for PC players. And Luke Smith looks at him and he's like, some might say it would require an epic partnership. And I was like, oh, what a dig. Because immediately afterwards, Mark Noseworthy was like, so we're migrating all the PC players to Steam.
Ooh,
it was so funny.
I missed like the first 5 minutes of the stream or 10 minutes, something like that. And I'm like, shit, what did I miss? And then they said cross save. I'm like, okay, we're coming in hot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, they announced a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
I thought that was really funny. Let's talk about this Vidoc. Out of the Shadows. So going back to the moon with Shadowkeep, which, by the way, does anyone else think it's kind of weird that like Opulence comes out and then they're like, get hyped for the next one though? Like, I feel like I don't want to play Opulence now because I just want to play this new stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of, I mean, it's interesting. And I think they kind of talk about it later on. I have like notes about it.
It's a real Rise of Iron D2 situation, or not Rise of Iron.
Well, it is because it's getting people into the game too.
It's Age of Triumph because Rise of Iron was tacked on. That wasn't even supposed to come out. That's why nothing made sense. And you're like, wait, what? I just want to point out that we didn't compare notes before the show. I've got my own set of notes that I took, and then we've got the show notes here with some of the stuff. And there's like one line in here, all caps with an exclamation point. You both have the same thing. We both said Eris is back, and it's gonna be crazy. Like with some of the story shit we're getting, man, it's gonna be absolutely nuts. It's real dark and creepy vibe, like very.
They said they wanted a horror, like psychological horror feel to it, which is.
And you know what else is back other than Eris? The moon.
The moon. And it looks dope. They showed a shot where it was like when you first land on the moon in D1, that big area. It was that exact same area, but it was fucked up.
Yeah, everything. There's the environment's totally changed, and that was one of the big points that Luke Smith and the story people. Ben Womack and I think it was Catherine Walker was her name. They kept saying that they wanted, the moon was like a big push for everybody to come back to. And the area's changed. It's going to be
I'm
totally
super stoked about the moon.
revamped, but you're still going to get Easter eggs and see, like areas that may have been there before, but it has changed.
Yeah.
I like how Luke Smith was. They asked him, "Why did you pick the moon?" And they were just messing around with lighting.
Yeah.
On the D1 moon.
Yep.
And he was like, "That looks awesome.
Engine.
Let's do it."
Well, there was a push from a lot of the people at Bungie too, like not just the story people, but some of the other developers and engineers were like super hyped about the moon, and they keep referencing like the moon's just up there haunting us.
Well, and it's a fantastic
cool
way to
get
get
some
us
stuff.
to get the D1 players back. You got Eris coming back. You got crazy weird hype shit. Like
I'm just saying, you could recycle everything, and I'd be totally fine.
Yep.
Recycle, revamp, whatever. Bring it all back.
Absolutely, and it's funny too because like they're talking about how the moon has changed, and I forget if it was the Sandbox team, the story team, but they basically said like it's not just the Hive. Like the Fallen have their own area that's all changed, and it's like pretty crazy. Obviously, the Hive are still there, and they're.
I mean, in the trailer, I saw Vex and Cabal.
Yeah.
Well, that's.
Who knows if they're Vex or Cabal proper? But
here's the thing, and of course, if you don't want spoilers, you're gonna want to fast forward through the section probably.
Nah, it's a trailer. We can spoil trailers.
One of the big things that they said in the reveal is that basically Eris uses her hive magic, forces of darkness for the good of humanity. That's where she kind of draws her powers from now that she doesn't have a ghost and she's kind of not using the light in the traditional sense of Guardians. So she's kind of like a gray area character like Drifter, but they confirm she's not evil. So the interesting thing is now the moon has these things they referred to as nightmares, enemies that have been killed in the past, resurrected by the darkness, capital D darkness, for those of you following lore and keeping track at home. I lost my shit when I saw this, man, because they did a quick flash cut to each of these like nightmares, and I was in Discord with a couple clanmates, and I'm like, holy shit, did I just see fucking Crota? Was that Taniks? Was that Skull Loss? And yeah, it was like pretty much every big time raid boss from D1 as they're going through it is Atheon, Crota, Oryx, Gaul was in there. Skull
because
Loss,
the
Taniks,
nightmares are parts of your past brought back to like Freddy Krueger your ass.
Yeah,
that's what it seems like to me.
I just hope they don't water down fighting those things. Like not too much.
That's what the menagerie's for.
It looks like it's going to be wild, man. And if they're going with the psychological horror thing and they're bringing nightmares from our past back to haunt us, like story-wise, I think that sounds amazing. Definitely scary, creepy, good vibe for that whole like aspect of the story, And they also said the story people, Ben Womack and Karen Walker said there are going to be cool lore drops over time, just like the Dreaming City.
Yeah, but like instead of Mara, it's Eris.
Yeah, basically. And then they also said there's going to be new and old stories that'll be revealed. So some of the stuff they've been sprinkling in since like D1, some of those like loose ends they put out there, they're going to start tying some of those up and expanding on those story arcs. It's going to be large and small, and they will hint at what is to come, which anybody who's followed the lore in Destiny 1, that was one of the huge things is, especially with like shows like Focus Fire Chat, Ghost Stories, a lot of the stuff that came up in D1 that got me involved in it. Like they talk about all the influence, origins, where this like reference to something in the story goes, and it's sort of like hinted at what comes. Sometimes it turned into something huge, sometimes it didn't turn at all, but it was always there, which I thought was like pretty amazing.
Yeah, dude. And
all right, Armor 2.0. Well, more RPG, more customization.
It's call it what it is. It's transmog.
Yeah.
So
it's transmog.
You can apply whatever mods you've collected to whatever armor, and I put in the notes division ? question mark, because you can do that, like mods in Division you can apply to every gun, and it's dope.
So the guns have perk tiers, so you kind of get to level them up.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Yeah, it's like they talked about perk tiers and that it would be close to an exotic when it was fully like upgraded or whatever, but they didn't say exactly how that would go. And I just am speculating. Level up your guns, which we want.
Yeah, got some new exotics.
You skipped a cool thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say we got some new exotics, and explaining them, everyone's favorite, Dave Samuel.
No, Dave Samuel explains the finishing moves that you tried to skip.
Yes.
I did say the finishing moves.
No, you didn't.
No.
Whatever. Sorry.
We can't skip over this. These are awesome.
Yeah, they're like melee finishers in which a dope animation happens. My favorite is he's explaining the Titan one. He's like, you pull your fist back and you like look at it before you punch the thing.
It's total action hero punch. It's an action hero punch. It's great.
So good.
It's so funny.
Who cares about the other two?
Well, no, I thought the Hunter one looked cool.
The Hunter gets like a double knife stab thing and steps back, and then the Warlock gets like this giant, basically like...
It's like a Tai Chi underhanded, like super palm thing.
Force push.
Yeah, I was just going to say it's a force push.
Yeah. Heavy exotic bow with knockback, an exotic trace rifle that I don't really remember what it does.
It surrounds.
It creates a larger crit spot.
Yeah, so like the whole, if you just are, it's like it's a tether gun.
Raid much?
Yeah, exactly.
Hand cannon sniper. The Bane of the Crucible is what it's called.
Wild. Yeah. That's what it's gonna be.
A game type called Elimination.
Yeah, they didn't talk about it, but it showed it on the screen. And Ben, you've worked with SQL and you understand naming conventions, and Scott's a web developer.
That is exactly.
So there's nothing else this could be other than we're going to get an elimination game mode in the Crucible.
It may be called something else, but that convention that was on there is definitely a variable. So they're like putting it in so they can change it at some. And it was interesting because, like you were saying, the videos that they were showing from the playtest lab, they had both 3v3 elimination, which was really weird because everything comp-wise has been 4v4 up to.
Yeah, which screams trials, because even if they put elimination in comp, that'll be 4v4. But if there is a 3v3, it's got to be its own thing.
Yeah. And
private match trials.
The other interesting thing too is they had, like, in the same shot they were playing other game types too that were 6v6, but like right after showing elimination 3v3, they had like 6 ships flying in on a Crucible match, and they were showing like people, like the playtesters at Bungie, like making plays and stuff.
That was dope.
Ones like that, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, a renewed focus on PvP, and they're redoing the playlist.
Yeah, they didn't get super into what they're going to be doing. They just basically said they're going to be working on it. They're going to try and let me scroll down to my sandbox my sandbox guys here.
They're just trying to make it more customizable so you can get the kind of game modes that you want.
Yeah. And it sounds like every season and month will focus on a different. It's going to be similar to the way the seasons they work now. Like the previous season was the Recluse, right? The Crucible weapon.
Yeah, last season was Recluse.
They kind of wanted everybody, like they kind of had people in there with SMGs. Now the new one for Opulence is going to be Sniper, so they're trying to like.
Oh, it's totally
get people to use snipers,
too.
yeah.
So
it's kind of how they're going to change the meta, which is interesting, I thought.
Yeah. They did give us a little teaser about the next raid too.
Oh yeah, they gave that away like early, and I heard that.
Garden.
I'm like,
it's going to be the Black Garden. How hype are you about that?
Tie up some story.
We haven't had a Vex raid yet, have we? Aside from
we had Vault of Glass.
No, aside and D2.
Oh, in D2? No, we had Argos, but he's like people go in and knock his ass out in like, half hour, 45 minutes now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that raid's a lot of Cabal.
Yeah.
There are a lot of Cabal in that raid. It's fun, but yeah, it's one of those things where they don't have like a genuine Vex raid. And I think the interesting thing too, like I was thinking about it when they started showing the Black Garden, the Guardians running into that area. I'm like, fuck, man, that looks familiar. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, oh man, is that the Black Garden? And they said, I was like, oh man. So it was like real crazy. I think one of the interesting things too is like when I've played through that Black Garden mission, and still wasn't entirely sure as to like why we were going there and how it was all. They explained it a little bit, and I mean, obviously getting more as I got more into Destiny, I understood about it, but they don't explicitly say that in game. They kind of go there and blow up this thing that looks like a taken blob, and that's it. So I'm really hoping we get more on that.
Yeah, and
I'm excited.
They talk specifically about being able to make specific builds. So they're going to double. That's going back to the doubling down on the RPG element is being able to min max. I think Mark Noseworthy specifically said, like, we want you to have to like, oh, I'm going into this activity. I want to use this, and this kind of thing, and have multiple builds for specific things that you're trying to do.
I mean, let's give it its due credit here. It's proper title that they kept referencing throughout the whole reveal. They want you to build your monster killing machine.
Yep.
Which is fucking awesome. I love that. It was hilarious.
And then the next part was talking about breaking down barriers. And the biggest thing about this is getting people, they were like, it's really daunting to jump into this game fresh. And I get that from playing MMOs for a long time. Is if like I was talking about, someone was trying to get me to play World of Warcraft, and I was like, but like I would miss so much. I don't want to jump into World of Warcraft and be 10 years in, 15 years in, like I don't understand what's going on. And they're trying to eliminate that kind of a thing. And they're doing that with the new light thing that we kind of talked about already, where you start in the Cosmodrome and you do that first mission from D1 that's been remastered, but the whole thing is not a remaster. And then from there, you just go straight to the tower and you have access to every non-story related activity right off the bat. You can go to Crucible, Gambit, anything at level 750.
Right. They basically said you can get to Warmind, like Mars, Warmind in like 2 hours of playtime.
No,
so you can actually play.
Not 2 hours. They said like 40 minutes.
Was it 40 minutes?
Yeah. The way that we're talking about it is that you go to the tower and then it unlocks like the EDZ, and you spend like 5 to 10 minutes on the EDZ, and then it'll unlock the next place, which is what, Titan or whatever?
I believe so, yeah.
So it'll slowly unlock the whole, like the entire map within like an hour, so that you can go to any of these places if you want. And you're already 750, so it's just kind of introducing you to these places at a like very rapid pace, so that you can experience like the greatest hits of D2 and get caught up, so you can keep playing with your friends.
It's basically a Cliff Notes version.
Yeah. And then they were also talking about how the content's going to work when it's released. If you have Destiny Year 1 and you didn't buy Forsaken, you can buy Shadowkeep when it comes out, and you're caught up. You will start it at 750, and you'll be able to participate in all the Shadowkeep activities. And then the way it works is you get all Year 1 content, full access to Strikes, Crucible, and Gambit. And so whenever you buy, say Shadowkeep comes out, and you're not into it right off the bat, but you want to jump in Season 9, which is the second season once Shadowkeep comes out. If you buy Shadowkeep, then you get the current Season 2. So like whatever season we're in when you buy the newest content, you're caught up.
Yeah.
You might have to go back and buy like previous seasons, but
Well, if you want to play it, they said all the DLCs and season stuff is going to be a la carte now. So like, if you don't want it, you don't have to buy it. You just get Shadowkeep, and you're good to go.
And all you miss out on if you don't buy it is story missions, raids, and exotic quests. Really,
pretty much.
You get everything else.
Yeah,
it's all about rating.
Yep. And we gotta reiterate it again. We're getting fucking cross save, dudes. Mm-hmm. It's happening. Confirmed. Cross save. PS4 dudes, get ready. Zampan's coming back to PS4. Zampan's playing on PC. Zampan might buy an Xbox so he can play with you Xbox guys because holy shit.
Now just wait for crossplay to happen inevitably.
Crossplay.
Yeah, man. That's what I was just saying in chat to you guys who are here at the live show. We got cross save. Crossplay can't really be that far behind. I mean, they don't have Activision holding them back anymore. They're not like, Activision is going to be like, oh, well, we inked this exclusive deal with Sony for whatever, so you guys can't give anything.
Yeah. Well, Sony it's weird because Call of Duty's crossplay and that's Activision. But
right.
You have to, though. I digress. I mean, you're going to have to.
Yeah.
It's going to be a thing from now on.
And that's exactly what I was just saying is like cross-play is coming, right? Like,
as much here. As I love Dauntless, it works so well in Dauntless. Yep. You just queue up and there's other people from other platforms in there with you playing Dauntless and just doing the thing.
And it's like the new, like it seriously is like coming because almost every game that's dropping now, it's a player on the game that is going to have some sort of like, I guess, game as a service aspect, you'd say. It's going to be, it's going to have some sort of lifespan beyond just like doing the regular campaign on. Everybody's talking about crossplay, you know?
Yep.
All right, let's continue.
All right. So moving on from Destiny, we got some news from THQ Nordic. You know, that weird company that's been buying up a shit ton of IPs and you haven't heard anything else except for that, like games being developed. Well, they are developing games, and they announced today, as of this recording, there's a new Darksiders game coming out called Darksiders Genesis. And it's a Diablo-style action game with a new horseman. And this is from Michael McWhirter at Polygon. And the official description of this game is, in Darksiders Genesis, the fourth horseman of the apocalypse, Strife, is called upon to save humankind from certain destruction at the hands of Lucifer. True to its roots, Darksiders Genesis will feature intense combat, exploration, puzzle-solving, epic boss battles, and serpent holes from heaven to hell. The game marks the first full-scale Darksiders adventure played from the top-down perspective.
Yeah, I was going to say it's different than all the other ones.
Yep. And then also from yesterday, THQ Nordic News, they're announcing 3 games in 3 days. So today was game 2. We'll find out more tomorrow, which we might tell you about next week. But yesterday, they announced they are remaking SpongeBob SquarePants: The Battle for Bikini Bottom. Rehydrated. And people are actually really stoked about this. Apparently, it's like a cult classic from PS2.
That's funny. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Weird. I don't like it. THQ Nordic, you're an enigma.
They are. I'm kind of excited to see what they're gonna say, what they're announcing tomorrow. I'm hoping for Kingdoms of Amalur.
I don't know. I see in here that you've written, what do we expect for about E3?
Mm-hmm.
Let's throw it in the dumpster for now. We're going straight into listener questions.
There is no for now. E3 is this weekend.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, so we're not going to talk about E3. I'm cool with that.
We'll talk about it after.
It's already kind of started. That THQ, the Stadia, and the Destiny 2 news, that's all E3 news.
Yeah, those are the biggest ones, I think.
Yeah. Let's move on to listener questions, which are brought to you by Cosmodro Vodka. Take it away, Steve.
This week at Cosmodrome Vodka, we're embracing the old and the new. A new growing season here at the distillery means venturing out into new spaces and collecting ingredients. We're proud to introduce our newest vodka from these ingredients, Menagerie Mayhem Vodka. The new Menagerie has been a haven of loot drops and alien creatures to slaughter, which has given our flavor scientists lots to work with. They've combined a little Vex milk with some Royal Nectar and Guardian Super Energy and taken the mixture into Mayhem mode, where your supers regenerate at an other university level. The result is the decadent Menagerie Mayhem Vodka. With a flavor profile that includes grape juice, prune juice, and Pepto-Bismol, this new vodka will give you an appreciation for the finest royal juices in the universe while simultaneously easing your upset stomach from the horrendous mixture we've presented you with. Wow, that was a really long sentence. It's a fantastic time to be a vodka distillery, and we look forward to providing you with more Menagerie flavors as the weeks go by. Now remember, Guardians, in Cosmodrome, South Carolina, Myrtle Beach is you.
I'm very much inland.
Oh, good.
All right.
Though.
Hit me with that first one.
All right. From Dosey, what's a weird blue law or rule that you have heard? For me, there's this older gated community where it's against the law for kids to play outside from June 28th until sometime in September.
Jesus, that's like, wow.
Yeah. I'm going to say, for me, the weirdest one was when I was going to school and living in Indiana. I was not able to buy booze on Sundays. Not even beer. Nothing. No booze.
Wow.
What's a blue law?
It's a law that has been it's outdated and has no real effect anymore.
All right, how about this one? I forget which state it is, but it's a landlocked state, and you're not allowed to hunt whales.
That's hilarious.
Yep.
Colorado. I'm gonna say it's them.
I don't
Fucking
remember.
Stoners.
I don't know, man. I know we played a bunch of shows in Boston. We got a lot of friends out there. That place is like a second home to us. Bandmates and out there, it's weird because here in New York, bars and clubs and stuff, they're open till like 4 a.m. If it's in New York City, clubs are open till like whenever they want to kick you out, basically. They're not super regulated, I'll just say that. There's laws in the books, but I don't think a lot of people pay attention to them because it's New York City and there's. But in Boston, even if you're playing the show, you have to be done by, I think it's 2 a.m. Like the bars have to be closed. So they were rolling it back to like 1 a.m. in certain districts. We played this show once. The headlining band had just finished, and we're like trying to load our shit out, and the bouncers and the bartenders are all yelling at one maybe, and they're all yelling at everybody to get out. Because I guess the bar that district just changed the time from 2 to 1, and they get fined like $200 a head for a bar after like 2 a.m. or whatever, or 1 a.m. or something. Really weird.
That's insane.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy, dude.
Well, Laz has a question for Scott. He says,
okay.
How will
It was Utah.
Oh my
God.
Utah, Jesus.
How will you balance Borderlands 3 and Shadowkeep since their launches are only a few days apart?
That's a good question. I was thinking about this last night. I was talking to the boys, Gray Fox and Sire, and I may have to start setting a game schedule, being like, hey, Wednesday, Apex/Titanfall 2. Thursdays will be Destiny, and Fridays will be Borderlands 3.
There you go.
Because, yeah, it's going to be a real interesting September with those two games.
I have a follow-up. How are you going to justify spending all that money to your wife?
I do what I want, man.
I do what I want.
All right.
I like this, man.
I got the budget. Don't worry.
All right. This hasn't actually been asked, but I'm going to ask it anyway because it's been the last 2 weeks in a row and Ben's been gone. From Hell on Two Wheels, How you gonna cook that chicken?
Put it in a smoker. Smother it with barbecue sauce. That's how I'm gonna cook that chicken. I'm a southern boy now.
He's getting into it already.
All right. And Laz also wants to know, the Bungie stream today is supposed to address the next chapter of D2. Assuming the end cutscene of the vanilla campaign continues to accurately show locations from DLC, we'll be visiting the Dreadnought.
No, you're wrong.
What would you like to see on the Dreadnought? So we're going to say, well, we're not going to the Dreadnought, we're going to the moon. But maybe in Season 9 we go to the Dreadnought?
Hold on a sec with that. I got a question for you guys, because I haven't been keeping up Season of Opulence. Has the raid dropped yet?
Yeah, it's been beaten.
Okay.
Carolina Gamer. Shout out to Carolina Gamer for getting world's first.
I heard. That's awesome.
Math class got second.
Then, where is the new raid? Like, what location?
It's Leviathan, right?
Yeah.
Is it Leviathan? Okay. Because I noticed...
It's Hive on the Leviathan.
No shit. That's weird. I noticed last night when I logged into Destiny that played some stuff. Not only did it feel good, but they overhauled a lot of stuff. And I noticed on the director that Saturn is now visible behind Titan. And that got me wondering, something's going to happen on Saturn, like basically the Dreadnought is, which is what Laz is hinting at here. Because I was thinking about it a couple of days ago, when I logged in to pick up engram, cash in bounties and stuff, it didn't show anything behind the planets. It was just, the skybox, and had each planet nation. Now, there's Saturn is Titan, and I thought that was really odd thing. And I mean, maybe I didn't notice it before. It may have, don't 100% know, but it was pretty prevalent. That wasn't there before. So I'm gonna be looking for stuff. What's it mean? What's it all mean?
So what would I like to see on the Dreadnought?
A raid?
I don't know.
I want a Dreadnought raid.
I'd just like to fight Oryx again, or one of his sisters.
We might get to do that in this next expansion, Shadowkeep.
So.
Dope.
Well, maybe, I don't know, Oryx reincarnate, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, there's a whole bunch of weird lore stuff that goes with that, too. We don't have time to get on this podcast, but Bibble was talking about it a little bit on last week's episode. And I think that if they take that route and they kind of go with some of the, I don't want to call them loose ends because they're more loopholes in the whole Fall Dreadnought story, I think it could be really interesting.
Yeah,
I do as well.
And I'll just leave it at that.
Speaking of Bibble, he asked the question. Now that you live out down south, Ben, what barbecue restaurant will you eat at first?
I'm going to go with Mutt's Barbecue.
Mutt's Barbecue.
I have not been there yet, but it's got a lot of stars and it's close to me.
Nice. That sounds good.
You know what else is close to you? Bibble. He's like 2 hours away.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Hey, Bibble, you want to hang out and get some barbecue and drink some beers? Hit me up.
Do it. All right. Mitch Slap wants to know, what's it like living on the Best Coast? And I have to say, I haven't lived there since I was 8, but it was amazing. Very fond memories. I enjoyed it very much. Ben, what was it like living on the Best Coast?
Cold during the winters, a lot of snow. Now there's not going to be as much snow. Best Coast is now East Coast. We're that Beast Coast now.
I'll be the judge of that. I don't know. I'll be the judge of that. I gotta get out west.
It's God's time for a reason.
I mean, Scott's just trying to live in that Bay Area, support his Sharks.
Not necessarily just the Bay Area. Any place that's got low humidity, mountains on one side and on the other. I'm done with this snow bullshit up here in the East Coast.
California. Northeast. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah, it's I'm done with winter. I'm done with ice storm.
I'm trying to develop a southern draw.
You're failing so far. Last question of the night goes to Dosey. Micro pigs on unicycles? Will you say anything on the podcast as long as we put a question mark at the end?
Apparently so.
Yes. That's the answer for that.
Anything?
I'm Ron Burgundy. Hey, thanks, Bibble, for coming on the show.
Yeah, it was fun.
I don't know, it's in the show notes, so I said it.
PSA.
Well, you missed last
Bibble
week. So.
did not pee into a beer can during the show. He was pouring more wine.
I saw that discussion in Discord. I'm like, what the hell did I miss?
I don't know. You missed shout-outs. Shout-outs to Bibble for coming on the show. And shout-out to Quack for coming on the show while I was gone. Y'all are saints. Thank you for carrying the show while I'm gone, because Lord knows these two bozos couldn't do it. I'm just kidding.
Shit, shots fired.
I don't know. I got no shout-outs. I haven't been playing with anybody. I've been a real solo gamer lately.
It's a tough life, man.
I'm just going to give a shout out to Elmer Fudd for always killing it and being a fucking awesome dude and also a piece of shit.
So he's a Schrodinger's awesome dude. He is both an awesome dude and a piece of shit at the same time.
We won't know until we open the box.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right.
Ben, take us out.
All right. If you want to find the show, you can find this show at BarelyADS on Twitter. BarelyADS on Twitch, where we also stream other things with other people that might not even be on this show. It's fun.
Right.
Who knows? There's no set schedule. It's just whenever somebody feels like it, they're going to do it. You can send us an email to barelyadestinyshow@gmail.com, or if you want to get in the Discord and you can't by going to our website, barelyads.com, get a hold of us on Twitter and we'll shoot you a Discord link.
Yeah.
It's really no problem at all.
We got to fix that.
We play games.
And share music.
Yeah.
Hey, you can find me everywhere at @BenMalone, and I think I'm going to be playing some more Destiny for the time being on PC. Probably on PS4 later.
Once Cross Save comes out.
Yeah, I'll get to play with Dan again.
Yep.
Now there's a question. Do I have to buy the DLC on both?
Probs. Cross Save is a money making move. That's why it's cross save and not cross play.
We all said. Yeah, that's it. You can find me everywhere. Ben Malone. I'm not playing anything on Origin right now, so I'm not going to shout out that.
All right. And you can find me anywhere. You can find me at Xanapan711. Scott.
You can find me mostly on Twitter and occasionally in Discord when at SlapshotScott. The O's are zeros. PSN SlapshotScott19. Same deal. Shout out to my clanmate in IAP. It ain't personal, and also BADS community, and I guess Bungie too for really like picking up the pace, man. I was actually surprised at that stream today. They were pretty candid about a lot of stuff. They weren't just opening the hood to the vehicle and telling you, this is what's going on here. They were telling you about the new engine they prototyped, all the things they're going to do with it. So while it wasn't super specific, they did give a lot of things. Yep. Like I said, I logged in for a bit last night. It felt, I don't know if it was just playing with clanmates again or what, but I mean, Destiny felt good. Yeah. It felt like it was back. So I mean, we'll see.
Also, when you're hearing this Saturday at Quarter Up in Akron, we're having a meetup. Saturday, June 15th, 7 p.m. Come hang out. I have confirmed that a couple people are going to show up. I'm not going to call them out in case they end up not being able to, but there's at least 3 people other than me that are going to be there. So come hang out with us, drink some beers, play some arcade games, and should be a good time.
I do have a shout out. Shout out to Potato Thumbs. I was on their show, their latest episode, and did some good inside joking, and also had a pretty good Call of Duty discussion.
Yeah, dude. Check it out. It's good. Good stuff. All right.
And I picked a Busta Rhymes song.
Nice. Also, keep your eye out for Side Quest Sunday, as I was on that with Justin, Jesse, Landfell, and Dan, and we talked a bunch of music, and it was dope. So check that out. But Ben, Scott, you guys hungry?
I am hungry. I wonder if there's some driveways.bandcamp.com that I could get some fast food in. Maybe let's go get some cheeseburgers.
Let's get some cheeseburgers. All right, dope. Let's clap.
Yeah.
Ben. Oh, you're making me count?
1, 2, 3.
Dope.
All right, I'm gonna go to bed.
Recording.
Me too. All right, I'll catch you guys later.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
What?
This piece of shit not recording?
Oh, god damn it.
What the fuck?
All right, I'm ripping the stream.
Well, I'm
This
sorry
week.
about that, guys. Fucking just, and it crashed too. Nice. Thank you, QuickTime. You're a giant piece of shit.
All right, if you're still here in the chat, we're going to raid just some Guardians.
Nice.
Give them all
some
your love.
So I don't need to upload my audio.
Scott, did it record or no?
It did not.
All right. Nope, you don't, Ben.
Sorry.
That's fine.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
Spit happens.
Our, hang on, let me finish rating before I say this. All right. Even when I have to